Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another pregnancy update, probably my final one, which is just crazy. Blows my mind that I'm already at the end of my pregnancy. I am 38 weeks and 2 days pregnant. Yeah, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, 38 weeks and 2 days pregnant, and I am feeling it. Oh my goodness. Sorry if I sound very nasally. I will get into that, but it's been a week. I'll just say that. This is the first day since last Wednesday that I'm feeling somewhat like myself. I was able to get up and get ready. So I wanted to film this update. I really wanted to get this last update in before he comes. Because guys, it is any day now. I am feeling all of the labor signs. So every day I wake up and I'm like, is this it? Is it happening? So I have so much to catch you guys up on. Let's go ahead and jump in. Also, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and join our growing family. It's getting ready to be lots of cute videos where a newborn baby's coming and my 2-year-old, oh, I can't wait. My 2-year-old's gonna meet him, and it's just gonna be a lot of cuteness going on. So make sure you're subscribed. 34 through 35 weeks, those were pretty uneventful. I mean, really, I was just experiencing lots of heat flashes. Also, I was having a lot of cramping when needing to go to the bathroom. So like anytime I needed to pee or anything, I would just get very crampy down there. I'm sure that's just due to no more space. Also, I've been dealing really bad with sleep insomnia, and that's still going strong. That's pretty much been throughout my whole pregnancy. Also, around those weeks, I'm pretty sure that's when, is that when I started feeling lightning crotch? Yeah, so around 34 through 35 is where I really started to experience lightning crotch. And wow, I'm getting a Braxton Hicks right now. Oh, wow, okay. Lightning crotch is no joke. If you have ever experienced that, it is very uncomfortable, but it's just another thing that reminds me he's getting low, he is in position, he is ready to go. So that helps with the pain, because I'm like, okay, this is just another sign that labor is happening, but it catches my breath. I have to stop. Oh man. So that's pretty much 34 through 35. Nothing crazy eventful. Now, at my 36-week appointment, if you guys watched my last vlog, you'll kind of know a little bit about that, but I went in. Oh, also, so at the beginning of week 36, I started to get extremely crampy along my lower back and front pelvis area. I knew something was happening. I could just feel it. So when I went into my appointment, I had to get tested for the group B. If you guys don't know what that is, I'm not going to explain it. Just go look it up. And then she also went ahead and checked my cervix, and I was dilated to a 2, and I was 50% effaced. So I started to get really nervous. I just was getting scared that I was going to have him too soon, even though I know 36 weeks he would be fine. But I really wanted to be full term, because it just makes everything so much easier on him when it comes to his lungs developing and nursing and, you know, dealing with jaundice and just, you know, just there's a whole lot of things. So I was really trying to take it easy. Week 36. The rest of the week, still, I was feeling very crampy, but I was trying to stay off of my feet as much as possible. I remember one night I started getting a terrible pain in my left like pelvis area, and it would travel to my back, and it was like a constant like sharp pain, and it kind of made me nervous, but it ended up going away. I don't know what it was, but yeah, that's something I was like Googling, and I can't remember what Google was saying, but it didn't seem like very alarming. He probably was just in a position that was just making me very uncomfortable. And then at my 37-week appointment, she wanted to do an ultrasound just to see his positioning and to get an estimate on how much he weighed. His positioning was great. He is extremely low, and she was like, that's why you are experiencing all the lightning crotch and all that fun pelvic pressure, because he is very low. And I know he is, because I can feel his head turning, and it feels like, sometimes it feels like it's in my butthole. TMI, but it does. I can feel him in between my bones. It is the craziest feeling. It feels like he's just gonna fall out at any second, but he's not. He's definitely still in there. And then he was measuring, according to the ultrasound, he was measuring 7 pounds 4 ounces. I guess that is like kind of a rough estimate. It can be like a pound off, so he could be 6 pounds 4 ounces, or he could be up to 8 pounds 4 ounces, which my ultrasound technician, she thought that he was probably a little closer to 8 pounds just because of chunkiness. He looked very chunky. He definitely has that from his big sister. So I'm guessing now that it's been a week, and I think they gain a pound a week now when you're 37 weeks plus. So he's probably getting close. I mean, probably a good 8 pounds, I would think, somewhere around there. My daughter Everly, she was 8'11", so I'm kind of expecting to have a bit of a bigger baby, and he feels ginormous. So yeah. Oh, something I forgot to mention. I feel like I am just so scatterbrained right now, but I did lose my mucus plug at 36 weeks. So that was something else that I knew things were happening. I was really crampy, and I lost my plug. And okay, I lost some of my plug. I thought it was everything, but it wasn't. So then she went ahead and checked my cervix again, and I was still exactly the same. I was still 2 centimeters, 50% effaced, which I was honestly really happy because, okay, so this is now where the craziness begins. Okay, so I was actually really happy because my daughter Everly, she had a terrible, what I thought was like a cold. Now I don't think it was so much of a cold, but she was very, very sick. She had a high fever, and poor thing, I've honestly never seen her so sick. But she got over it pretty quickly, thankfully, and I was really just not wanting to go into labor with her being that sick because I didn't want to be away from her, and I wanted her to enjoy this and not be so sick, you know, obviously. So I was just like praying that God would just like close it and close my cervix, or just like not make it do anything, so that she could get over that. And thankfully she did. But then mommy got very sick, and so did my mom, and so did my sister. When I say this, you guys, I have never felt so sick in my entire life. I don't know what this was. It wasn't COVID, but it was just some kind of terrible infection. I couldn't sleep at all. I remember a few nights ago, I literally got about 2 hours of sleep. No joke, 2 hours. It was just all in my head. And then the craziness doesn't end. Okay, so it was Friday night. I started noticing a little extra leakage down there, and it wasn't a lot, but it was definitely more than normal. But I was like, I'll just keep an eye on it, see what happens. And then it just kind of stopped. So I was like, okay, it was probably nothing. Well, Saturday, I remember I was going to the bathroom, and I stood up, and I felt, I wouldn't say a gush, but just, it was a lot more now. It was like close to a gush, but not quite a gush. And I was like, okay, that's weird. I'm like, either I just peed myself a little bit, or that was something. And then it just kind of kept happening. Unfortunately, it was a weekend, so my clinic was closed, but they told me just to go to the ER, and it was really a simple thing. I went to the ER, and they just looked at me and knew why I was there. So they wheeled me over to the labor and delivery area of the hospital, and I got all checked in, and she was checking me, And she was like, yes, I definitely notice some watery substance going on. So I was like, oh my gosh, my water's leaking, because that's actually what happened with my daughter. My water with her never actually broke when I started, like when I was in labor. It just was leaking, and I actually didn't know that I was leaking until I was admitted and I was having regular contractions and I was obviously in active labor, that they told me, oh, your water's leaking. I didn't even realize. And also, I've been very cautious about this because I did test positive for group B with my daughter, and they said if you test positive like during a previous pregnancy, that you'll most likely test positive for any future pregnancies. So I knew that I most likely had it. So I was really keeping a close eye on it, because I know that when your water breaks, that is when infection can get to the baby. My nurse was actually pretty sure that it was my water. It looked exactly like if my water was leaking. I was getting so nervous at this point just because I was 37 weeks at this point, so or 38. I was 38 weeks at this point, so he's good to go. But I don't know, I was so severely sick, and I was like, Jesus, I know that you are in control, and I know that if this is the time, then this is the time, but I really would rather give it just like a few days so I can get better, so I can enjoy and not worry about him getting something or just being absolutely miserable, because I was so miserably sick. I think it was like 2 hours that I was laying there waiting for the results, and she came back and it was not my water that had leaked. It was actually some sort of bacterial infection that mimics amniotic fluid. Thank God that I still went in, because all I have to do now is take an antibiotic to get rid of it, but I'm just thinking, what if I didn't go in and then my water broke a few days later and infection? Oh, I can't imagine. So it was a total God thing that I did go in. And I asked her, I was like, so how did I get an infection? Like, what the heck? And she was just like, it is so easy for pregnant ladies, especially when you're already dilated, to get an infection. It can be from just like taking a bath. It could be from having sex, anything. And it's just so easy. And then on top of it, I ended up having to stay another hour because my contractions were 2 to 3 minutes apart. I wasn't in any pain, but apparently I was having contractions. So I had to stay an extra hour to make sure that I wasn't dilating. The only thing that has changed, I'm still a 2, but now I am 70% effaced. So I'm just getting contractions all the time, but they're obviously not really doing anything. So once I got back to the hospital, thankfully my dad and my stepmom and my mom and my husband, they totally all took care of me. My hormones were just all over the place because I was on such an adrenaline kick, because I'm thinking, okay, my baby's coming, my water's leaking, I am so sick, and I just had all these emotions, and I just broke down. I just started bawling my eyes out, because it's just like, it was just a lot of emotions, and I was so miserable. I am feeling so much pressure down there, an insane amount. Last night I almost thought might have been the night. Every night now I'm thinking this is it, but then it goes away. It's like I'll start having regular contractions and then it'll just stop. But that's okay, because I want to be totally better. I want to get those antibiotics in me, and then he can come. So it's a few hours later. I realized I forgot to do a bump update, and I actually already started to undo my bed because I was gonna wash it, so don't mind that. But I'm gonna go ahead and show my belly. Okay, so here's my bump with clothes on. Guys, it is so big. What the heck? Why does the lighting always do that every single time I get on here? It wants to dim. Stop dimming. Here we go. Here is the bump. Cute. Too cute. She big. My belly button looks absolutely insane. That's okay. I got nice stretch marks going on. All under here, all around here. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Come on, baby boy. Time to come out. But that's going to conclude this pregnancy update. It's probably going to be my last one before he's here, which is so, wow. Guys, we made it. It's just, I can't believe it. It just feels like such an accomplishment. Thank you guys so much for following along with these updates. I am so excited to share the birth vlog with you guys and all the newborn stuff. And also, if you guys would be interested in doing like baby updates like this sit down, or like postpartum updates, I can totally do that as well. Just let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next one. Bye guys.